Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rice169 coming to you live here with another video here. Checking my messages like I always do every time. You guys give me some good messages and stuff that I want here. Talk about though and stuff. Before I do that, I want to make sure. Let me shout out to you guys once again for watching my video. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for being part of what I'm doing here. I'm using my webcam headphone microphone because I didn't turn on my Razor one here. It doesn't connect automatically. My actually a Nova 4 connected, but way down there, and I want to go rumbling through it to find it. But I still like this headset. It's so good. It's the Razor Barracuda X. Good headset, by the way. Just a little rough to program for me. Trying to get to work, stuff like that. Nothing too serious though, right? Nothing too serious at all. Um, Sorry, guys. Take some, cold outside and stuff. My body hurts. Okay, guys. Now, I used to do these years ago. State of gaming address. State of gaming. The state of gaming. I would call it address, but it sounds like more like presidential crap, and I don't want to do all that. Put water here. So, state of gaming, 2026 first quarter. What has happened so far? We know what happened so far. Later half 2026, going 2025, 2026, fourth quarter 2026, a little before we're on start of fourth quarter 2026. We're actually still in 2025, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this right. Fourth quarter 2025. We're still actually in 2025 so far. And what? Mm, mm, 26. Yeah, guys, sorry, I haven't done this in a long while. It's been pretty wild how it's been happening so far. A lot of things have happened, been busy. Like I said, it had something that's, something that really wants to happen sometimes, how it goes. It's one of those things that happens. Just happens sometimes, things you gotta do. Things you gotta do, But what has happened in 2025? Well, yeah, I've been living under a rock lately for the last, I don't know, 6 months or so. We had a issue with the RAM supply, uh, and also consoles jacking up prices. Uh, this is fourth quarter, guys, 2025. I'm starting this, and then next month, February, I'll do. Start of February, and then for middle of February, I'll do the first quarter of 2026. I'll probably do that probably around my vacation time, mid February. I'll do that because it's gonna be the same as it is right now. Technically, not really the same, but maybe the same. Technically the same, not 100%. But the first quarter of 2026 is pretty much going to be, last quarter of 2025. Is going to be difficult to really understand because last quarter of 2025, we've had Battlefield 6 come out, raving success. Then it goes down the toilet a little bit. I think it's because people just, they started following the Call of Duty playbook. Of course, Call of Duty is so great with keeping numbers around, keeping the player base around. I think Battlefield finally realized that, and they're trying to do 180. How they can do? They're doing updates, doing small updates to increase things, do updates for I guess XP, whatever kind of stuff. So trying to do something different. Um, how Call of Duty ain't Call of Duty anymore. I already talked about that. GameStop doing a lot of layoffs, probably even more coming in 2026. Um, State of gaming is rough because I know GameStop is a company, but the word is game, so it's part of the game industry. Even though you're not, you're just a person that hands a game and receipt to somebody. But you're told that BS when you get a job there. Okay. Um, that being said, though, was to expect 2026. Don't know for sure. We'll go on it later on. For shout out to Jay's 2 cents, Gamers Nexus, Actman, Holler Unboxing, Digital Foundry, Paul's Hardware, and whoever else I might have forgotten there. Excuse me. But I had my shout out card. I have everything. I put them in my videos because these guys have answered questions of mine over the years. They might even remember who I am. But I answer questions, they answer them, and they help me become pretty successful on YouTube. I have over 200 subs. So I've been doing this for almost over a decade. So I better have something, right? But to show for it. But really, the serious point of view of this state of gaming is that the fourth quarter, 2025, is that really a lot has changed, but not in a good way. Like I said, brand prices out of control, AI data plan centers. Skynet's coming to fruition, and the Terminator foot's going to be crushing the skull like the Terminator 2, and be HK shooting people and be war breaking out with plasma rifles. No, not that. I think what's going to be is I wouldn't put this as as pet rock. Some YouTubers have put it as a pet rock. I know J2 talked about being more like a pet rock, where it's a fad, or the arcades. For youngsters out there, arcades are a place where you went to dark places and play games. Now, you go to places like that, people are doing weird things in arcades. That's why parents like wanting to buy Ataris and televisions to keep your kids at home, get safer at home. Sometimes it's not, depending on how your family is. But that's not a topic in our time. Going back to it though, the fourth quarter of 2025 has been pretty wild. We've seen, Microsoft, increase prices of their Xbox. Okay, no big deal. Tariffs come around. Okay, we want tariffs. China. Okay, fine. Okay, you can. Okay, it's gonna cost me $600, $700 to buy this console. Okay, but at least Game Pass is still pretty cheap, right? $20. Okay, well, and $29.99 later, they decide, guess what? I'm playing Microsoft here. Guess what, consumer? We're gonna bend you over, take your wallet from you, and smack you in the back of the head. Because that Game Pass for the Xbox you just bought, $29.99. Hey, you're like, hey, you want to buy my Xbox, there, cousin? I'll sell it to you. And you get the rest of my whatever. No, I'm not just saying that's hypothetical, but it actually happened. People were canceling their Xboxes, Microsoft Xbox. I'm still buying this because it's one month and $20. Once this goes away, and Mark, you're supporting the company. Well, I'm only paying $20 for this. Once it goes $29.99 up here, I'm no longer buying this. I have no need for it because it's not worth anything. But that's something that needs to be addressed. Where did Xbox go wrong? Well, he has to go back to 2013 for that answer. And I'll do a what went wrong with Xbox video again, a little more in depth. this time around. Have more subscribers, and people might be more inclined to watch that and interact with that one about what went wrong, the reasons why Xbox floundered, and why they fully had never recovered, and probably never recover at all, and why it's probably best interest for them to go into a third party, uh, become a third party developer, like Sega did. But like Sega, Microsoft has deep wallets. Um, that being said, though, we saw the Xbox open price a couple times. We heard the Xbox going to release a new console called the Ally X and non-X, $1,000 and $700. Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue. Great, and a great way to deal when people can't afford food and afford rent. I'm gonna go buy the Xbox, handheld. So I'm sitting under my under a damn bridge, with my kids or my luggage or my baggage or what I have left over. I can play the Xbox games only for a few hours if I have Wi-Fi. Hopey Bridge has Wi-Fi, right? The reason why I'm not using my headset, guys, because I didn't get turned on in time. This one's different. It's required to be turned on before you use YouTube. My Steel series doesn't require that. It's always connected. This one's a little weird than that one. I still like it though. But anyway, but anyway, the point being this, guys. Point being this. In the state of the, in the state of gaming, fourth quarter 2025, GameStop want that's all, folks. Microsoft Xbox has done some stupid things. They raised prices of consoles. Then make a tariffs, maybe. Okay, fine. I'll give you that much. Okay, made tariffs, the big bad tariffs, cost oof. They got scared and they raised prices up. PlayStation 5 went up too as well. PlayStation Plus, we can call it Plus X, Triple X, we can call it, went up in price too a little bit. And in quarter 3 2025, still wasn't as laughable as the Microsoft Xbox Game Pass did. $360 for a whole year if you pay month to month. That's like 3.5 games. You pay $70. $80, maybe 3.5, maybe 4 if you pay $70 for a game. If you don't buy the special edition, you don't buy the advanced edition of digital stuff. A physical media coming back in 2025. We found out that people are realizing that buying the game for $70 or digital download at $70 doesn't matter because it's the same damn price technically when you go to Steam. We found out too, in 2025, third quarter going fourth quarter, 2025, that in the fourth quarter, 2025, third quarter, that Ubisoft said we don't own our games. And license agreements in California passed a bill requiring places like YouTube, but Steam and places like that, companies like that, to say that it's a license agreement and you don't actually own it. Well, I think it's kind of bullshit because if you don't own it, then why am I paying $70 for it? Now, if it's worth $40, like Helldivers 2, I should buy the Battlefield 6 and get all the trimmings, all the DLC, all the other crap for $40. If I'm just a license agreement, see how fast that sways the company. Oh yeah, you own it now. Yeah, I own it now. Yeah, you damn bastards. I only own it when I force you guys, take a knee. But Ubisoft says you don't own anything. I don't think Ubisoft even owns the company anymore. For all I know, it could be run by trolls. For all I know, because Ubisoft right now they're out to lunch. They left the building and they have not come back since 10 years ago. So I don't think they even know what year it is or don't even know what they're doing. So we'll leave Ubisoft in the pattern room over there. We'll close the door, lock it, and have them run around, bounce around the pattern room for a while. And we'll let them out when they realize they're actually a game company, and ain't the license police. They're a game manufacturer publisher. They want to license stuff, fine. Don't force me to pay your $17 a month for your stupid damn Ubisoft Classic crap. That's part of $30, by the way. Ubisoft Classics is part of the $30 thing, as well as the crew for Fortnite. I'm a 44-year-old fat man. I don't play Fortnite. Okay, I mean, I play Animal Crossing, but it's a one-time thing, one-time thing. I played Animal Crossing one time, little hit of Animal Crossing, and that was cool. I was a little funny little thing. I was digging a hole, and a tree fell, and that was it. Anyway, though, moving on. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, the crew. Sorry, crew. The crew was something I didn't understand. And you guys, I'll go back and forth on this, but I'm making a road here. Eventually making a road. Like a dog, go back and forth on a fence line. There's like a little dirt road there. I'm making a road eventually. And we'll go down it, and I'll make a left or right and keep going. The point is, guys, that adding Ubisoft Classics, is like your doctor, telling you, hey, you lose your, you lose your one finger, will only charge you half off, right? Half off finger, or whatever like that. If you lose your foot, hey, we'll only charge you half, half off. Bad joke, whatever. But I mean, guys, it's 1:00 in the morning, and I don't need to be in bed by now, so I'm off 4 days a week. So maybe expect me to sleep deprived. To think, right? No, but anyway, though, but really going back to the situation at hand, Ubisoft and Microsoft with the Xbox and EA Play. EA Play, I understand. EA Play, the basic $4.99. Hey, that's been cool. You play Titanfall 2 on there. Wouldn't know what actually worked. It was great having it on my Xbox One X. I have a new controller that I actually reviewed here that I played on. Pretty sweet. I'll break the damn controller here. Pretty cool controller. Bought it at Best Buy for $50. Is it worth it? Not really. But, I bought it anyway because I buy stuff and I review it for you guys. I buy it my own money. I don't get I get no code sent to me, no reason sent to me. But anyway, though, going back to the Xbox Game Pass. A fiasco. People are canceling it. People are running, from it like the plague. And I mean, Microsoft's still active because people are still going to buy it. They had over 5 billion. Sarah Vaughn's like, we have $5 million, $5 billion sales on the thing. Yeah, well, $5 billion is a lot of money. Unless you take into consideration that they spent $69 billion on Activision alone. So it's kind of like it's not a lot of money. So to break that down on a chart, it's like you have to make 5 billion times, I don't know what, 40 or 20 times, 60 times just to pay off that little thing there. That's not including their acquisitions they did. Hell, they tried to buy Ubisoft at one time. Hell, they approached EA. They even approached EA and Capcom. I mean, it just boggles the mind, right? It boggles the mind. So while they're selling, they're putting their IPs on other consoles because it makes more sense for them to do so. So the war is over. Yes, good, great. Now we'll move on to the next state of gaming. Back to the RAM sticks. And moving on. No, really. People saying RAM. I watched the video today of RAM stick because they 16 gigabytes of DDR5, 33 gigabyte DDR5. They know what it's FDDR5. If you're brand new to this damn PC gaming, don't buy DDR5 right now because you'll be kicking and screaming the thing at the glass thing at Best Buy and get thrown out for breaking the glass or arrested because you get mad. Hell, I want to punch the glass in that case because I'm so pissed off at it, right? I have DDR4. I'm pissed off. I have 5800X 3D, the top of the line DDR AM4 socket. The juggernaut of the DDR AM4 flagship of the whole thing. I'm still sailing on there pretty good. I tell people, And this person on their YouTube, channel I watched, didn't mention this, but I'm going to mention this to you. Like I mentioned it 100 times. If you're going to get into PC gaming today, for whatever reason, you didn't do it 6 months ago or a year ago. Well, hey, I didn't get PC gaming to 2020 in June. I waited till the graphics card started going away, and I got a 2060 instead of a 3060 Ti. I got a 2060, and I got a 3070, and I bought a 5060 Ti 16 gig. I wanted the 16 gigabytes. Great game, great graphics card. I get 144 frames on most games. A lot. I got like 80 or 60 on 3070 on 1440p model. Anyway, though, if you're gonna get into PC gaming, like an alt mark, screw you, fat boy. I'm gonna go do it anyway. Well, it's Mr. Fat Boy to you. Anyway, and you want to get into it from hell or high water, that's fine. But caveat to that, go to Intel. Before you start screaming, I'm getting the Molotov cocktails ready to come over and firebomb my house, light on fire. I know it's cold outside. I don't even that warm. I have heater on, power's on. I'm very blessed. So if you're lighting the Molotov cocktail to my house, firebomb my house, hear me out. The reason why I say that, not because Intel is great and full of greatness and they care about their customers, well, what they don't, and AMD doesn't either. But Intel is more a track record of shooting out in the foot and shooting himself in the wrist, in the arm, in the leg. They're more into that, we take 2 steps forward and take about 5 years back kind of thing when it comes to their stuff, right? Voltage issues on 13, 14 gen sockets, the processors. It's something going on with the motherboard issues. That could have been more MSI issues. I know even AMD had too. AMD is a little more front with it at first until they got a little secret squirrel MI6. Started burrowing into the sand. Since Gamer Nexus came out and started calling them all out on it. Once again, shout out to Gamer Nexus. But the issue being, guys, is this. I say go that route because there's a few Intel boards out there you can find them. Now it may only have 2 slots or 4 slot RAM slots. It could be a bigger one or a small one. I don't know for sure. I'm not an Intel person, but a friend of mine is. He says they have them where you can buy for new build only. You can put in a DDR4 and upgrade to DDR5 on the same motherboard because they're dual channel. It's like dual branded, right? DDR4, DDR5. AMD doesn't do that. Only Intel does that. For whatever reason, AMD is still stuck in the past of only have to have one and another. I don't know. Maybe it's too hard for AMD to go 1 + 1 is 2. I don't know. Maybe it is. But point is, though, Intel's like, you know what, guys? It'd be easy to do. Let's put both RAM modules on one motherboard. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Here's your reward. Here's your trillions of dollars there, Intel. Pretty much what they did, right? They're like, hey guys, we solved the problem with the RAM, DDR4, DDR5. Now give us an Oscar. Give us humanitarian award. Now give us everything. We're Intel. They practically have everything practically. But that's what they did. They have boards that have DDR4, DDR5 support, where you can literally go into the BIOS after you upgrade to DDR5 if and when the Terminator AI Skynet system finally crashes or whatever, AI crashes, or gets down where it's like, okay, guys, we got enough data centers and then hooked into everything. You can watch your Blue's Clues on everything, including your shower head now, because it's all AI controlled now. I just made that up. You have digital newspapers. You can literally see the pictures moving, and once again, to make that up again. Or you can go in there like on Spaceballs and push a mirror and go, general, General Screw, President Screw salute, and that kind of stuff, and pull your pants up, and you're taking a whiz, and like the screen comes on. It's an unlisted wall, right? Anyway, sorry. I go on rabbit trails, guys. Sorry. But point is this: you go that route. You may not like Intel and the way they do things, but at least you have DDR4, DDR5 support in one. Now, is 16 good, 32 good? I don't know. If you're going DDR5, probably 16. DDR4, probably 32. I say that because DDR4 32, a little cheaper than DDR5 32. Now, if you go to the lowest end speed, like 5,000 DDR5, you probably get a little cheaper. And supposedly one stick of DDR5 is dual channel technically, where DDR4 it's single channel and you have to have two of them to make a dual channel. So that kind of thing too as well, kind of weird. So it's it just depends on what you want to do. But I say go that route because it's easier for you, because you're like, what, I can do it this way, and it's easier for me. And you can upgrade it and also go into BIOS and make sure the BIOS takes it and probably update the BIOS somehow to make sure it works better. I don't know how that will affect that, but you might have to do a BIOS update probably either way to get it to work, I'm assuming. Now, I flash drive my BIOS update. I have DDR4 anyway. But I don't know how it works out with a dual thing like that. You might want to talk to more things or probably watch J2 Central Gamers Nexus. Maybe even message those guys, hey, how do you guys feel about this? And maybe hopefully, if your question warrants enough likes or whatever, I don't know how they go with the algorithm on that one. They might actually make a video about that. Or you can probably type in, in Intel motherboards, DDR4, DDR5 support on YouTube and watch videos of that stuff and get an idea of what is actually going to be doing and how to do it, if they need to do it all, other than just buying it, and buying a processor. 12th gen processor is pretty good. Probably 400s, 600K or whatever. I don't really care. It's your money. You do what you want with it. But I'm just giving you guys recommendations of what I've heard that's decent processors for Intel. It's 12th gen usually pretty powerhouse one. 13, 14 gen is kind of iffy, with the power issue, voltage thing still going on certain rebuilds. I think J2 Cents talked about, and also again, let's talk about too as well. I'm subscribed both of those guys down below, so you can go down to Random on my channel and click on their little bubbles and subscribe to them. And you can watch all their videos they have. And they have tons of videos dating back probably almost 10, 15 years. Probably less than that. Probably more 8 years. But that's something that you guys can probably do. That's what I would say. Now, the final bit here before I end the video is what to come in first quarter 2026. Well, we already know the greatness of the prices of GPUs going up. That's already happened. GPU's gone up already. Most cases, about 50 to 200, almost 50 to 100 to 200%. Oh yeah. And Game Pass is 100% in Brazil. Brazil getting screwed. But going back to GPUs, we all know prices are going to go up, and manufacturers of third-party ones like ASUS and MSI have to come up with their own memory now. The VRAM memory, because AMD and NVIDIA is like, oh no, it's all ours. You get your own, guys. Sorry. Even though these partners are helping them make tons of money off the graphics card that they're supplying these people with. But what do I know? I'm just a fat gamer who just sits here in front of a camera, right? I don't know nothing. I've been retail for 20-something years. Supply and demand is key. And I went to the store today, buy some, my shovel and some ice melt, some gloves for a snowstorm coming up this weekend. But the point being, guys, is this: is there going to be a day of reckoning when it comes to the graphics cards. Are we going to have a problem with graphics card prices? The thing is, we already do have one. If you haven't noticed it yet, we already have a graphics card issue. We already have a graphics card issue. We already have a graphics card shortage. And with hardware unboxing and their, misled information that was misled to them or misinterpreted to them, it made people freak out and buy stuff they shouldn't buy right away. But I've been saying this, guys, for a long time. You guys have to start buying these cards quickly. Because, guys, it's literally almost the end of January. And I got my 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte card December 12th. I had it for a month and it runs great. Yeah, changing that was scary. Whole update with the DDU and other crap like that was scary, but it was, once you did it, it was pretty easy. Hard part is get the old card out of there. So what to expect in first quarter 2026? Higher prices of DDI, of the graphics cards. Higher prices of RAM even more. Higher prices of more RAM. What to expect with game consoles? To go even higher in prices. I'll be like playing your PS5 Pro for an extra 3 years, because it's probably going to happen. Or your X Series, you got that for Christmas and not a lot of game content. Well, guess what? Welcome to the club of console gaming. You play Steam games on your X Series now. So if you got a Steam library, you can do that. But guys, the graphics card guys are now going to go up in the same prices. And I think what's going to happen is that people are going to be out there trying to scam graphics cards, buy these 9070 XTs, 5080, 5070 Ti's, 5060 Ti's. I have a 16 variant of 5060 Ti, and I love it to death. It's a great card. I love it to death. It's good. I get better frame rate with this than my 3070. Yeah, I would have gone 5070 Ti. It was $800 then, $750. It's almost $1,000. It's almost $900 now. So I'm telling you guys, it's gonna get ugly out there. Like, I'm gonna wait with my 1080 Ti. Wait too long, your damn update ain't work anymore. I got 2080. I'm good for how long? You don't know, eventually they're gonna start pulling the 20 series too as well. They probably won't now for a while because of the issues. I think they should hold off killing 10 series off anyway for the next 2 years anyway. They should have gave like 24 months. Hey guys, 24 months extra. We'll do another 4 more updates, and after that, we're done. That'd be an extra, say they do one, or and then extra 6 updates, like one every quarter or one every few months or whatever how that works out. But that's what I would do. That's what I would do. If I was NVIDIA or even AMD, I'm like, guys, we're gonna stretch it out for 2 more years, at least 24 months. So if you got 1080 Ti, runner law, let's say 3 years ago, because he got a 3090 or a 4080 or whatever, and you got his old 1080 Ti, and NVIDIA wasn't cutting those cards out, you can have it a little more longer. 1080 Ti, 2080 Ti's are still a powerful system, graphics cards. Granted, they're nothing towards 5060 Ti, 5070 Ti, 5080 Ti, 16 gigs. In fact, 5060 Ti, I have 5060. I have 5060 Ti. I have a 5060 Ti 16 gig. I have a friend of mine who has 5080 16 gig, and another friend of mine who has 5070 Ti 16 gig. Those cards will beat the snot out of those 2 cards I mentioned. But if you got one earlier and upset because of the graphics cards being cut like that. Hopefully, NVIDIA will allow you to use it longer. But as of right now, it seems like right now they're not going to. If that bubble hasn't already popped already or not, or deflated all the way, they're not going to increase the 10 series any longer because they don't need to. They'll bring back the 3060 Ti, 3612 gig, because that's an option you can go with. It's a lot more mediocre than a 1080 or 2080, obviously, but it has 12 gigabytes and it's somewhat relevant. When that's going to release, no one knows. NVIDIA has not said anything yet. So right now, we're all waiting to see what NVIDIA says. Now, if you're like me, who bought a 5060 Ti 16 gig, or 5070 or 5080, or got a 3080 or 3090 off of a used place, you're going to be good for a couple years at least, because 30 series cards now ain't going to go away for a while longer, with the 3060 12 gig being announced to come back. That means the 30 series card to be locked in probably for another 24, maybe 36 months. So you have a chance, if you're in 20 series or 10 series, you can snag a 30, 60, 12 gig or 3080 or 3080 Ti, decent price, and get maybe 3 years out of that before you have to upgrade to the 4 or 5 series. But guys, this is all speculation, guys. You guys know what you guys need and don't need, obviously. And who am I to tell you? You guys know what you guys need and don't need. So I'm not gonna and I'm not gonna pander to you. I'm not gonna tell you, like a bossy daddy or like your mother how to do yourself. That's not my business. But I'm saying to you guys, you have to understand that with graphics cards like this, with the prices going up, with RAM increasing even more, prices going, RAM prices even more going up, and DDR4 prices going up. Even if they open the floodgates and these companies release DDR4, let's say on single factory lanes or 2 lanes or whatever, the production line, it's going to take by at least 6 months or more longer to get that to flood the market. And even then, people are going to be running the stores and buying them up to sell them for a price. So you really have to start understanding that this whole RAM thing is not just because of data centers. It ain't because of Trump and tariffs. No, it's not because of angry mothers against technology. It's because supply and demand is meeting another side of supply and demand. Us gamers are trying to upgrade our rigs or build new ones in a time where data centers are coming online. And it's like, okay, so we have the PC gamer, invincible force, meaning the immovable object that is the AI data centers, and they're clashing for the RAM. Now the companies are making tons of money, billions and trillions of dollars on this. So yes, they're gonna make as much money as they can. They're saying screw you guys to us until this bubble bursts. Like, hey guys, we were just kidding about screwing you guys. We're kids, come back in our arms again. And a lot of you go, yeah, cool, whatever. A lot of you like, get away from me. Punch them right in the mouth, right? But we ain't gonna do that. Because we're gamers and we're not really gonna be fighting anybody at all. But I mean, just how it is, right? So in closing, guys, the state of gaming to 2025, it was kind of mediocre starting out. But with the price increase, with no tariffs and the price increases, the Game Pass issues. But now with the RAM shortages and the not knowing when this data AI is going to burst or turn into Skynet, what's going to be sending HKs come and kill us or whatever, take over the world or whatever, or is it just going to be some weird stupid little sex bot chat thing that people are waiting to get onto? Who knows what's going to happen with this AI goes 100% live, 100% around the world. Who knows? Like I said, guys, I'm optimistic they'd be helping find children lost to sex trafficking, helping to find diseases years before it happens, like cancer or whatever, using AI bots, AI nanites, what you want to call it, to examine your blood and your bloodstream down to the cellular level to find these things, heart disease, and maybe even eradicate AIDS and cancer itself. Um, but until that happens, we're kind of at the mercy of what the data centers are going to be getting. I'm optimistic hope for that. That would be kind of cool. So you turn on the news, hey, we finally found a way to destroy the AIDS virus and cancer and stop aging. So we'll all look like we're 20 years old or like 200 years old or whatever, right? And we'll die, and whatever, right? We'll have some new pills and create some new whatever nonsense. May create a longer lasting light bulb, powered by AI or whatever. What are they going to do with it? More than some weird sex perverted crap that people are online talking about. But I mean actual science, science and discovery. Maybe they'll find a new way to launch, man to the moon and made Alpha Centauri and have a computer controlled system do that, right? And send a first AI space probe to Alpha Centauri to study that star, kind of cool. But anyway, though, until I know I'm science, I'm a science geek by heart, so uh, you guys be good out there, be blessed. See you guys later. God bless you guys. Take care. Peace out. Peace, everybody.